not really a meta shakeup at all. Going in with their exact team composition that really led them to so much success in AOS Cup.
Yeah, we see inderClap splitting a Desu, getting those first, get that Lillipup, getting that first buff, and going to be a Sylveon here in short order so they can start using Hyper Voice and try and go for some early KOs down here. Zante's going to be on the chopping block. Are they going to get eyed down? They do too easy. You're already feeding a Desu, and it's only, what, 30, 40 seconds into the game? Come on.
Yeah, Desu just gets one of the buffs from the central area, takes that blue one, and immediately comes down to the bottom path. We saw them rotate to the top path a lot in the last tournament we watched them in. This time, it seems like they're keeping the enemies on their toes and changing up their rotation. Zante, on the other hand, does get KO'd, but they were just trying to get those attack weight stacks in early.
Geese supporting up top very quickly with Redmaw, going to make sure that Klaus doesn't get too far out in short order here, as we're just waiting. We're waiting for the bees, because they're going to show up. Chelvin and Klaus going to get the first action on that. They're going to push forward. Hyper Voice coming through, getting a whole bunch of those, and Redmaw's taking that action against Chelvin. They're pushing forward. Apprentice Unleashed, feeling pretty good.
Yeah, Zervis here on the Hoopa. Interesting change in Hoopa's metagame as we've seen this Pokemon, obviously so popular, incredibly strong, has now opted into the Phantom Force over the Shadow Ball on most common plays. Very interesting, has a lot of pop-off potential, and a lot of supports are choosing that move because of the big game-swinging potential it can have over Shadow Ball.
Oh, without a doubt. And they're in the opposing central area here. Zante's getting chased. They get chipped up and stunned. Gatlu coming in. KO Shrika 2 for a Desu. Let's go. That Hyper Voice hitting the right notes early on this Saturday. Come on.
Desu with this Invader, so they came back. Oh my gosh, this is some courage coming out of Desu to come back through the portal. Did not expect them to return there, but with Sylveon's, speed and things that they have available to them, they are able to get out of there just in time.
Yeah, we're going to make a quick note here. The names at the top of your screen do not reflect the teams as the colors as we're seeing them. We're going to get that sorted out, flipped up, and script for you as we press forward here. Chelvin, a little under leveled, probably would want to be a little bit higher this close to the first objective. That's Dreadnought here at 7 minutes.
That is true, but they are fortunately out-leveling the opposing squad until they just hit that level 6. But this is a really important note we have to hit. Chelvin's fun fact they wanted to submit everyone to know is that this is the team that they want to beat the most, the one they're facing off right now in Winter's Final.
Well, Chelvin getting dusted here, eating a good shot from Redmaw and forced to retreat a little bit. And old Chelvin, it's going to be tough to beat inderClaps if you're branded as inderClaps on the screen right now. So something to keep an eye on is we've got 7 minutes rolling at that Dreadnought. The action's kicking off. Good little Egg Bomb chips, too. Hyper Voice catching them, too. They're moving forward, but Desu already half HP. Gatlu trying to get into the mix. They're forced to retreat here. Good little hyperspace hole rolling back through. That's a Blizzy getting a KO on the War Turtle. We're pushing back. Nice little push by Lucario. Zarina getting in the mix, too. Eating a turtle themselves, but the right side team takes it. That's inderClaps in orange taking that, and that's Bruv, of course, saying, hey, you wanted to see something, Kurt. Here's a little action for you, buddy, as they're pushing in the bottom goal zone right away.
Bruv has been so exceptional already. Look at the level difference right now between them and Gecko Kami. 9-6. Bruv is winning this experience race by a country mile. So Bruv doing a great job there, and because of that level advantage, they had access to their Unite move within that team fight. Utilizing Blissey's Unite move is great to support your teammates. Of course, it gives them the unstoppable, their increased attack speed. Not to mention, as you rush through to your teammate, you knock up everybody as if you were rolling a strike at a bowling alley. So Bruv positioning really well, getting some great displacement and support at the same time.
Good little sus there by Zante, able to bully Redmaw out a little bit and buy a little space for this Drodom as it's getting just dusted here. Chelvin and Klaus doing work. Zervis coming through. Is Redmaw going to get the steal? They're going in deep. No, they don't get it, but they're caught on the backside of nowhere. Big rapid spin of the Blastoise coming in, pushing forward. Desu using their Unite move. They're going to try and convert. That's 2 players down, and they're going to use that to push forward. Chelvin is fighting on the backside of nowhere, trying to keep a Desu contained. They're half HP. They're still just a War Turtle here, as the Desu's just kind of running into the mix, doing whatever they want, and that Rotom does not find its mark.
No, absolutely not. I'm completely shredded before it even hits that goal zone, so impressive play. Gotta make sure you deal with that threat quite early. A Siege here in the top goal zone, and the Unite moving to Gatlu with a great eject button tech.
Oh, and then the Rapid Spin coming on. They're in the chase. They're gonna get this KO. Don't give up. They don't. That's a KO Shrika 2 moving back Gatlu, and a Desu playing so far forward into the path, and that's gonna open up this goal zone to just rain in those points.
Redmaw a little bit stuffed there. Would have loved to throw their 15 in before Gatlu, but hey, breaking that goal zone is actually a really, really good time to do this. Yes, you give the opposing enemy access to Autonos, but now they're going to be later to dreadnought than your team is.
Yeah, I mean, that Hoopa is unbound, and they're pulling the team through, just taking the Rotom, defending the Rotom, pushing back through, taking a goal zone, and now Bruv getting another dreadnought under their belt. Redmaw pushing forward, getting down Serena, and this looks nasty work as Chelvin just rapid spins almost out of there. Hyper Voice takes care of them as Gekakami's on the chase, and Zervis, the Hoopa, was unbound, and they shrink back to a tiny little monster here as there's just another siege on this second tier goal zone. Zoinks. I mean, this is all going inderClap's way.
Did Zante's Unite move just get sent off? I believe it got canceled by the teleport going back, and Zante does not have access to that anymore. If I remember correctly, though, when it does get canceled, they should have the Unite charge reset, not all the way back down to 0, so they should still have access to it. That might be one of the saving graces for Apprentice Unleashed right now. They are currently losing this game 210 to only 10 Deuce Snacks. Only 10 points scored in this entire game so far for them.
Yeah, didn't think there would be this airtight of defense here. We want to make a quick note for those at home. The graphic on the screen is not correct. inderClap's Random Esports is in orange, Apprentice Unleashed in purple. So just keep that in mind as we're talking about these teams moving forward.
Yep, absolutely. Yet again, Gekokami goes down. Bruv is just such an exceptional player onto this roster. Not often do we see a Blissey out-leveling the damage carry of Sylveon. So a Desu actually behind the Blissey. That's just honestly a picture of how well the early game went in the bottom path for inderClap's Random Esports. I mean, your boss over at inderClap's might be playing their own tournament right now, but trust me, when they watch the review on the VOD, they're going to be very happy with this team's performance.
I mean, there's so much extra mustard on those egg bombs. Might as well be on a platter, right? Serving them up as hors d'oeuvres. Looking good out here as Bruv, as that's just a quick dusting of that Rotom. Doesn't find its mark, of course, but that is good arbitrary map pressure by inderClap's. Able to get, Apprentice Unleashed working on some other space on the map so they can go farm up, get more experience, and, protect this goal zone if any nonsense comes their way, of course. And Gatlu playing very far forward again. They're looking for a good engage. Want to hit level 13 in short order before the Zapdos hits the map as well.
When you have this level of advantage, you can absolutely push this far ahead. You're going to be able to win pretty much any 1v1 situation that you're in.
Yeah, good rapid spin just to get out of there, not wanting to hemorrhage any of that, air quotes, comeback experience into the hands of Apprentice Unleashed. But inderClap's looks like they're going to get this Dreadnought for free if they want it. Kind of taking a little slow here. Thought they would have worked through it as fast as humanly possible. But hey, buying time because Zapdos right on the horizon.
Exactly. Such a crazy play there from inderClap's, by the way. They all go up. We saw 4 players defend that top goal zone when Dreadnought was actually spawning in. So they read that Apprentice Unleashed wanted to make that split push.
I mean, Klaus getting caught and chunked with huge damage. The Hoopa is unbound here for Apprentice Unleashed. They're moving through. Zervis already half HP. That Zapdos hasn't really been touched. It's working through. Blastoise Unite pushing back. Zervis on the edge, Redmaw on the chase, Blastoise gets a KO on the Lucario, we're moving forward, and that is an easy take by inderClap's as the Zarina's down, Lucario's down, and Hoopa's the one that gets credit for the Zapdos. Chelvin going for the back cap action here as we're going through, and I can't believe they took that under the nose of inderClap's Random Esports.
Yeah, Apprentice Unleashed secures that Zapdos, and they are all of a sudden back in this game. They have a 20-point lead with a minute and a half left. Redmaw used that Unite move, but like I said, they weren't right on top of the Zapdos, like we were talking about how that exceptional Unite move can work. So they just missed that secure, and now Apprentice Unleashed is back in it. They need to play an airtight defense, though. They only have a 20-point margin that they can give up.
Well, of course, now that the graphics are updated and we are good, inderClap's up by 20 zoinks. So defense can be played on both sides, yes. But they're going to have an incredibly difficult figuring out who's in the lead based on that 1 minute notification that comes up. So nobody's really attacking here. And if they just let this thing shake out the way it is, inderClap's going to get themselves a cheeky win here.
Absolutely. Gekokami, the most forward-facing player of Apprentice Unleashed right now. Then they probably, I didn't actually check it during the pre-game screen, but I'm quite confident that Blissey will be running Score Shield. So they will have a little bit of extra protection when they are trying to get these AOS energy in.
I mean, here we go. That was a great reset by Bruv. Going to try and put in a little Egg Bomb chipping in. They're going to get points in. That stretches the lead out a little bit more. Unite move to catch Bruv. They're working through the Zarina. They're going to use another Unite move on Bruv again because that is a tanky egg Pokemon here. Finally, they go down. The Pokemon Center Pokemon sent back to the respawn here. But is that enough? I don't think so. Apprentice didn't push anywhere, and they didn't get any more points in, zoinks.
Yeah, I saw Zervis playing close to this goal zone. I assume they had Unite move to try to, you know, rip open that Hoops Unbound, tear space-time open, and get their whole team there. But inderClaps is going to take this despite giving up the Zapdos to Apprentice Unleashed. Great work from inderClaps Random Esports. They take a nail-biter for Game 1, 306 to 270. So we're headed right into Game 2.
Yeah, Zante going to get those stacks early, moving real far deep. And there you go. There's a stack. As Spraggles would say, that's a stack. Get it on the score sheet early here. As Gatlu's going to chip into Zante. Zante's just going to try and take this Audino and maybe score again. Roll darts right back real quick. There you go. They keep him from scoring. Oh, they get it in finally. I was like, come on, Desu coming in with the Hyper Voice strong. There you go. There's that KO. But there's the 2 stacks that you were talking about, Zoinks, exactly on the nose.
Exactly, and it seems like another player from Apprentice Unleashed has the same game plan, just in the top path. So Klaus is doing the exact same on Lucario, but the power-up punch is unlocked for Red Ball. They combine with the Hoopa, and they find a nice KO there. inderClaps may not be getting these scores in, but they're still keeping pace, but they are finding these KOs, which experience-wise is going to be so valuable.
I want to see Gecko Kami needs to tick over. I think Bruv is looking to tick over on these bees as well as they're coming through. Are we going to get a Blissey? Yes, we are. And it's on the side of Apprentice Unleashed as they're caught in the backside. Gecko Kami getting taken down by who else? That Hyper Voice, that Sylveon, and that's Bruv as well. Going to help siege this bottom goal zone here as Zervis is just chipping in auto attacks, but here comes Klaus to try and get a Desu. That would be a big KO. Power up punch just falls short, and they're going to see if they can chase it down. Finally, Zervis closes the door on that Sylveon.
Zervis makes it work, and Klaus is now level 5, which means they have their signature extreme speed unlocked now. We get to see those great resets happen. Unfortunately, they're not able to secure that A-palm, and they don't get the score. They would have loved that to go the other way, so great defense by Geese. Geese is a player that we love to feature on broadcast because they're so dynamic. Their Hoopa play is amazing, but they also have an incredible Charizard. They can play Central Area, they can play support, and they can KO Blizzies.
Yeah, and that's a good KO on the side of inderClaps for them as this top goal zone's getting a lot of action. Was that a close combat? That caught everybody here. inderClaps pushing very far forward. Nobody's down yet. A good reset on Klaus. They're going to come through. Sylveon gets the KO on the War Turtle here. And what a look by inderClaps, and what just a move that just the Express Hyperspace Highway was set up. inderClaps rolls through, and they're about that action as they push back Apprentice Unleashed in a very convincing fashion.
inderClaps Random Esports is, make no mistake, their offense is fantastic. They're playing a really good game macro-wise, but what we've been talking about all day so far, and I want to keep bringing it up, is their defense is just incredible. Every time Apprentice Unleashed is going for one of these split pushes, they're trying to get scores and they're trying to be cheeky. inderClaps is reading it every single time, and thanks to Geese's fantastic Hoopa play, they're getting the rotations on time, and we're about to see it again. 5 seconds until Dreadnought. Apprentice Unleashed is posturing to maybe get a bit of a split push before Dreadnought comes in.
So many level 7s, so many level 6s close to level 7 as inderClaps is all around this Dreadnought. They're already working on it. We're going to see what Chelvin can do. Level 6 War Turtle going to come through. Of course, they get bubbled out by a Desu. Have to dart around, but already took a considerable amount of damage. inderClaps still working on Dreadnought. The Hyperspace Highway is up for Apprentice Unleashed. inderClaps takes that pretty easy, and Egg Bomb comes through a little late dollar short here as inderClaps is going to push this bottom goal zone, and we're putting the pressure on, and they're letting Redmaw use the charge. Oh, that's a Bliss Assistance onto the Lucario here, and here we go. They get a KO on the Blissey, but that looks so clean, and that's a little bit more action if they want a good Egg Bomb, and it looks like inderClaps is content with the work they've put in so far. I was going to say, did the Zarina, the Zante push a little too far forward and get caught, but they did not.
Yeah, right now, so again, Apprentice Unleashed is searching for value around the map wherever they can because they're not securing these objectives. They did get this Rotom and sent it down the way. Gatlu, not out that Blastoise yet, is not going to do a ton of damage to objective Pokemon. Klaus was doing a little bit of a central area invade, not as much value netted there. Gecko Kami having to stare off with Bravo a little bit here. 1v1 Egg Bomb duel.
Yeah, and just blinked out of existence, so Desu's Hyper Voice can't find its mark. Gek rolls back through. That's a good Egg Bomb on the bees from both sides. But there we go. The chase is immediately on Gek. They kind of forsake the bees as they push forward. Unite move by the Blastoise. Catches 2, and that's a KO on this arena. Gecko Kami's low. Zervis is there on the chopping block if they can get the damage output up. But here comes Klaus trying to save the squad. A little E-speed back and forth. Bone Rush combo is a Desu on the menu for this dog. They're trying to eat, but they can't find their lunch. As that's a good little reset there. Apprentice Unleashed holds tight on this goal zone for now.
Apprentice Unleashed does block it. It gets a left at 2. So any bit of AS energy, 2 or more, is going to break it. You want to stack up as much AS energy as you can before you break it to get a fantastic overdunk. That's going to be the game plan that inderClaps is trying to execute on. And they don't want to break it until very close to dreadnought spawning. They want to give minimal chance to secure Autonos and other wild Pokemon that are going to spawn in on their side once that Gold Zone's broken.
Zante has to use the Unite move to try and buy some time with Redmaw. If they can close out the KO, that's big. Good comeback experience. Here comes indeClap, going to put the pressure on them as we're taking a look downstairs here. Just 4 seconds until that Dreadnought.
And right there is why we see that Serena's picked. Serena is one of the best 1v1 characters in the entire game. Self-healing and Unite.
Just absolute kerfuffle down here. The hoop is around bound. Dreadnought is melted. Left side team takes it. Of course, that's on the back here of the Lucarios. They're pushing forward, and they're trying to find their mark. 3 players down on Apprentice Unleashed. Good little goal zone siege as that Blastoise used a little Unite move action, and we're able to seal that up. But we see Zervis up top, or Zante, on this arena, trying to get, as you mentioned, pressure somewhere else on the map, get something going for Apprentice Unleashed.
Yep, that Dreadnought is KO'd though, so they know that all of inderClaps is going to be rushing up to destroy this Rotom as quickly as possible. So no one's going to try to push with this Rotom. Everybody else is rushing, spreading out across the map, knocking out wild Pokemon and leveling up because they definitely need it. Taking just a look at the Blastoises, Gatlu at level 12, Chelvin only at level 10. If they're going to have a great team fight in this final 2 minutes, which we're 2 minutes away from, they definitely need to level up and get on par in some other way.
Yeah, that Rotom like that, as Jeff likes to say, is just kind of autopilot map pressure, something the opposing team has to deal with while you can go do other things of larger priority for you. And of course, Apprentice Unleashed trying to leverage that, maybe buy them some time to get some wild Pokemon and get their own experience up here before the next objectives hit.
inderClap just hanging out here for bees to spawn. They want to be able to take those away. When that goal zone is broken on one side and not on the other, the bees are going to spawn a little bit closer to the side that is broken. So inderClap playing a little bit forward, trying to catch that out, earn some extra experience. But Redmaw on this Lucario running that X attack, and I think we've seen so much value out of the X attack already. Anytime you see that glowing red orangish circle underneath Lucario's feet, you know that they have activated that battle item and they're ready to swing and do some damage.
Yeah, Redmaw's ready to get them red feet and get after it, and Gecko Kami's coming in. They're putting up power-up punch, a little close combat. Gecko Kami, half HP. These bees are up. Oh, that's a good little dart through here. I don't think they closed the door on them, but they put a lot of good pressure in the top pack.
Blissey has so much HP, they can definitely just throw themselves into danger when they need to because they can get out here. Gatlu and Bruv, though, already starting up this Dreadnought. Going to be free and clear for them to take. Very good evaluation by Apprentice Unleashed. If they go into this team fight, they are probably never going to win this. And even if they were going to, they would have to be on the back of some Unite moves. Better off saving those for the Zapdos team fight, which is going to start in 20 seconds or less.
Yeah, it looks like Apprentice really wants to put some pressure on this Rotom, going to absolutely melt it down, going to try and keep inderClaps from taking it. They do. Now they're just going to want to back off and not get KO'd here, so close to the main objective, the biggest objective, the Zapdos. They're pushing for a good reset. Gatlu's just going to sit on it, though, and so is inderClap. As Chelvin comes back through, the Bone Rush comes in. Unite move catches a few. Hoopa is unbound. Zervis is trying to drag the team through. inderClap's solo. They're working through. inderClaps takes the Zapdos this time, and they're going to try and rein in those ducats, hundo, burgers, as nobody is down on their side, and just the Blastoise is down for Apprentice Unleashed.
Yeah, now inderClaps is going to be getting in so many extra points because of that Zapdos secure on the back of Bruv. So amazing. Blissey is so good at securing those last objectives. Gets that extra little bit of damage for being a support or defender Pokemon in that situation. Zervis even gets the reset there. Nice work. So Apprentice Unleashed did get to put in a little bit of extra scoring, especially because the Rotom did hit that second tier goal zone. I think Apprentice Unleashed was hoping for a little more value out of there, though, because they are still over 300 points behind and counting.
Yeah, we're at the 1 minute 10, I will say 8 second mark here. Apprentice is gonna get the ticker that they are down big, and they're gonna have to make some moves. So you gotta fill up the pockets, you gotta reset those Unite moves, of course reset your HP if you're Chelvin, and get together to make a big push, because you have a heck of a gap to make up here in 54 seconds.
On the other side, inderClap's random esports have completely devoted themselves to defense. Nobody going in for these cheeky little scores anymore. Gatlu has also rejoined to defend the team. Redmaw still in respawn for 10 more seconds.
Big Unite move catches two, and they're going to use that to rapid spin forward. They get a KO in combination with inderClap, who comes in with a little pincer maneuver, gets the KO back the other way, and Zante going to get them with the Unite move, going to chip in. inderClap, though, level 15 against the level 12. They get the KO. Oh, right, that's 2 levels. Here we go. Push back forward, Chief, as here we go. The Unite move from the Blastoise come back back out. Apprentice Unleashed is pushing here. KO Streak of 2, that's 3 players down for inderClaps. If there's a time to score, it's now. The Egg Bomb comes through, chips him up, and that Blastoise is so low. Picks up the Bliss Assistance! Picks up the Bliss Assist to hold it down. Yes, that's 100 in the gut, but they needed way more than that. What a stand by inderClaps on this goal zone here with the Bliss Assistance. Is their point's gonna go in? There's 100. No, no, just by the razor's thin margin. Apprentice Unleashed. I don't think they got enough of those hundos in at the very end, Zoinks.
Oh, it was so close, though. Okay, well, maybe you can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief that even if Gecko Kami did get that 100 in, it wouldn't have quite closed the gap. But Apprentice Unleashed came so close.